Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'd like to thank the sponsors of the third virtual book festival, the Authors Marketing Guild and the Indie Lector Store, for helping me to be here today to talk to you. My name is Barb Geiger, and I was a teacher almost all my life, and just after retirement became a published author. I've only been published for a few years since I retired. And it goes to show that it's never too late, that you can always follow a dream and you can always start something new. I grew up in Green Bay, and my mom was a model of faith and service to others. My dad taught me his love of water and adventure and to never give up on a dream. My two brothers, as you can imagine, taught me patience and resilience and how to love and accept people who aren't like yourself. And all those things came in handy when I ended up, after retirement, going on the adventure of a lifetime. And what we did after I retired is we finished building a boat that I had started with my dad and with my son as a 3-generation project when I was a divorced single mom. But after I retired, I had remarried, and my husband and I worked on finishing that project, which I had not gotten around to finishing as a teacher with not very much extra time. So after we finished it, we took the boat on an adventure. We went from the headwaters of the Mississippi down to the Gulf of Mexico, paddling a tandem wooden kayak with my husband and stopping along the way in small towns to do service with different nonprofit organizations and blogging about the way that they help others through what they do. We didn't set out to write a book. In fact, we only intended to blog, but along the way, we collected stories, amazing stories. A lot of the stories were river adventures. The weather was so cold, our gear froze overnight, and sometimes it was so hot we paddled in temperatures over 100 degrees. We paddled through floods. As you know, the Mississippi has lots of those. Rapids and stump fields. We capsized twice, and we put a hole in the boat because we didn't communicate well enough with one another. But we also paddled on beautiful days, and we camped in gorgeous sand islands when we couldn't believe we got to live like this for 5 months. We collected stories of wildlife, so gentle and inspiring, like the return of the bald eagle, which was plentiful everywhere in the upper Mississippi area. We heard stories about a lot of other kinds of more dangerous animals as well. Even though we only had a few close encounters, we heard stories of water moccasins, wild pigs, and gators. We had stories about the people at the charity organizations that we served with, and people who give of their time and their talents to help others and to love others all across our country. People at charity organizations that provide basic needs like food pantries, home shelters, charity, clothing outlets, and even Habitat for Humanity, where we helped to build a house and insulate the rooms before we left Crystal, Minnesota. Charity organizations that provide outdoor entertainment for people who have trouble with that, like fishing organizations for senior citizens who can no longer get out easily, and for people who are disabled anglers who love to fish but need special accommodations. And mentorship organizations for children in single-family homes, tutoring organizations, a no-kill shelter, and wildlife sanctuary, and a senior center. We had stories from all of these places about people helping others. And then on top of that, we had stories about river angels, people who helped us along the way by storing our boat, by giving us meals, having us as guests, helping give rides because we had no means of transportation other than our boat, and even extreme examples of generosity, like people who invited us home when we put a hole in the boat and helped us fix it. And people who left us, a couple who left us the keys to their apartment when they were leaving town because we had nowhere to camp in their city, and trusted us to just hide the keys when we left. So when we got home, we spent 4 years putting all of these stories together into a book, which was published by Electio Publishing in 2018. We also worked on the website, which we had used to blog stories, and changed it to a book support website. So on the website, www.paddleforapurpose.net, you can find an interactive map of our trip. You can find 5 photo galleries of the rivers, organizations, the wildlife, and the people that we met. And you can find other things about the book because I continue to use it as a blog as we market the book and as we have experiences after publishing. After publishing, we had lots of new experiences. Jean and I got a chance to be on television, be on radio, do presentations at churches and civic groups and conferences, and even today. One of the things that we have found that we love most is talking to readers. So I hope that if you ever read the book, you'll communicate with me and tell me more about what you were thinking and how you felt. We love to go to book clubs. We've had Zoom meetings with book clubs virtually, as well as even socially distanced meetings in northern Wisconsin when we've brought the kayak with us so people could take a turn trying to paddle it if they'd like after the book club meeting is over. All of those have been successful. If you're like me, you probably enjoy giving books as gifts to friends and family that you think might enjoy it. After talking with readers, we found out that people who enjoy this book include adventurers, kayakers, outdoor enthusiasts, nature lovers, paddlers and travelers, even people who don't get outside very much but enjoy inspiring and encouraging stories about kindness, readers who are interested in social justice themes, and people who are interested in journeys that are enlightening and transforming, as this journey certainly was for me. You can buy it online at electiopublishing.com. You can buy it also at Amazon and at Barnes & Noble online. And you can also go to the website, paddleforapurpose.net, and put in your zip code, and it will show some independent bookstores near you where you can purchase the book if you're interested. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoy the rest of this virtual conference, and I hope that you love to read and pick up some new reading materials.
And Barb, are you planning on doing another trip?
We are, but we're not planning on going in the kayak this time. We're planning on a bicycle trip up the East Coast. We're starting in Key West, and we're planning on ending in Calais, Maine, and following the East Coast Greenway, which is a trail. It's a nonprofit organization which is trying to join all of the off-road trails in communities all the way up the East Coast. Right now they're not finished, so part of the trip is on roads, but we believe that that is a wonderful cause, and we would love to have an adventure there.
And of course, they can follow your planning and your trip on your website, correct?
Yes, I'll be putting information on about that. I also look up more charities, and if people send me charities they'd like me to talk to, I will talk to organizations, go and help them if they're within a distance that I can do. And then I also put a blog out about what they do. So I'm continuing to do the purpose of the paddle through my blog.
And one last time, go ahead and give your website.
www.paddleforapurpose.net.
Well, wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us on our third virtual book festival. We hope you'll stick around and learn more about other authors, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Ellen. I plan to do just that.
Thank you for watching. Please join us at our next virtual book festival held every 3 months. Learn more at bookfestival.network. Sponsored by Authors Marketing Guild, Indie Beacon Show, Authors Marketing Event, and the B4R.store.